Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome, Web Sniper here. Finally putting out another video. I've been hard at work on the content in this video. So we got two things going on. First, we got the Haslab display that I designed, and we got the I did an OG Avengers lineup, experimenting with some different types of displays. So when I got some more space, I'll be able to reference the video and go in and yeah, reference those. But I wanted to give you guys a quick little update with this display. I ended up just putting the a little electric Revoltech flash, electricity coming out of his eye, switched the Wonder Man out, and then put the other head on him. And then of course we got the She-Hulk, which is super awesome. Such a good figure. Obviously you can see the joints are a little different color, but I mean really, like, I don't really care. I mean, this isn't an import, but I gotta mess with that some more. Changed up Quicksilver's pose, and then I took my West Coast Avengers down because I'm gonna reset it up, and then I just threw Mockingbird up here. And yeah, just some small pose tweaks. So anyway, that's that. I just wanted to quickly check in with y'all, let you know how this video is gonna go down. So let's get into it. Man, I've been working on this for weeks now, pretty much since my last video went up. This has been in the works, and it's taken a long time to put together, but it's finally done, and I'm really glad I can get this video out to you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I figured to kind of break this video down and kind of digest everything that's going on in this video, we'll go ahead and start from the bottom and work our way up, and I'll just kind of walk you all through what we got going on. So, my friend Ben, or Web Figures, as he was mentioned in the other video, came over and helped me brainstorm some ideas here. So we have Nova in here being stepped on. So then I kind of took some inspiration from Earth's Mightiest Heroes. As you guys know, I love that show. So this kind of like device that Galactus has. You got Beast trying to disarm that. They're kind of like fighting to protect him. This continues to fall and is problematic. Usually it's sticky tacked there on the side like so. Let's see if I can get it to stay. Wow. Yeah, there's an effect, right? Cool. Get a cap, throw in a shield. So that's a Mezco effect there, and unfortunately my Frankie Reyes head broke when I tried to articulate it when I first got this set. I say the set, the Haslab, so it's haphazardly on. And there's my custom fire base there. Cool. Then we got Silver Surfer hanging on by another coat hanger. See, it's kind of bent there. Yeah. And then we got, I'm gonna just press this button here to, why not? Black Panther's in his hands. And this is kind of a reference to when the black costume Spider-Man beat the snot out of Firelord. We got some of my custom webbing that I made. And there's a custom head. Pretty neat. And then, of course, the new Iron Man figure, which is super cool. And I have him shooting a unibeam. Looks pretty sick. And then when we go up more, I'm utilizing these plates just to hold the figure up without like a stand. And honestly, it looks really cool and it's really easy. And then I got Thor with a little head swap on him. Some more Revoltech flash lightning on the hammer. And then he's like being held up by a Mezco stand at the top. A little custom made sign. The custom Doctor Strange. Doing something similar as I did over here. Try to get some Guardians representation here. Rocket, Star-Lord. And of course Reed standing in the hand, giving him the ultimate nullifier in his face, telling him to Earth is not on the menu. So, also the kind of aesthetic that I was going for was not quite like, if you take the classic, like my main display, and then you put it in a few years, like this is the end of a phase or an era. So that's why you kind of got this like neoclassic or different eras. Iron Man, you got the gray suit Black Widow, I don't know, a more of a modern-ish look for Thor. I guess I could use the Thor and Destroyer 2-pack, which is kind of what I really want to put in here. But for now, that's the look that I got. So yeah, we'll see how this evolves over time, but I'm gonna let some clips play where I just show off different angles, better views of the display for you guys to enjoy. So I do hope y'all appreciate it and think it's cool. Primary figures that I'll be using in this video will be the Ragnarok Thor that I showed how I customized, the new Iron Man, and the Giant Man from the Wasp and Giant Man 2-pack, and then a AliExpress Hulk. And the AliExpress Hulk is very good, and if you know, it's kind of like a bootleg, so it doesn't fall apart, and you'll see it later in the video and how it holds up. I'm sure I'll be getting a lot of questions where this Wasp came from, as well as where this little Ant-Man came from. And as you can see, this came from the base right here. It came with the Marvel Select Ultron, and I'll show you where I had to cut them off using hot water, really hot water. So that's where the Ant-Man was, that's where the Wasp was. And so after boiling water, I would put the base inside the pan with the water, and then let that sit for a while so that the base would get rubbery, and then I would take it out quickly and start chipping away at each of the figures. And another element in this video will be this custom-made diorama base, and I was kind of really more inspired from the other Ultron, the Marvel Select Ultron base. I really like that, but I wanted it bigger, and so I just kind of started cutting pieces out of styrofoam, painting them, and it kind of slowly tried to make something that I could post some figures on. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I drilled some holes in it here, and you'll see, so that I can stick the stands in. And so how that works, essentially, you have to lift it up, and you can switch out the metal hanger stands that I make. And I'll show you kind of how it looks. That was the original color, by the way, this tan. So you can see I painted it, gave it a wash to make it look dirty brown. And so anyway, you can rotate it as well, and depending on whatever works for you. It's really customizable like that, and I really only worked with it from one angle, but you can see the styrofoam isn't painted on one side, so I primarily have it facing this way. So for the original Avengers displays, I'm trying to come up and experiment with different ways to set them up, so when I have the space to make these displays, I'll be able to reference back to this video and pick the one I like, expand upon it, or reference. I also want to give credit to the idea to basically reverse Hulk's body so that you can utilize the butterfly joints a little more. I didn't come up with that idea. I saw it on Instagram through the user Marvelous action figure poses. And so anyway, great idea. You can utilize the articulation in numerous new ways. I chose to kind of capture a more like gorilla-like pose for Hulk. So through this time lapse, you can see one of the kind of pitfalls of this display, like the base that I made, where you have to basically, to test out, you have to take off all the figures that you have stand up, reposition them, and then put things back on. And that can be kind of tedious and time consuming. But I also threw in this Ant-Man here just because I wanted to see how it looked. I obviously wouldn't really incorporate that into this display because he's in my main Avengers setup, but I just wanted to do it just for the purpose of this video. The yellow lightning coming out of Thor's eye was a cool touch that I really liked. That is from the Revoltech Flash figure, and that actually kind of ports in really nicely into the Thor head. That lightning coming out of his eye is something that I carried throughout multiple different setups. And so here you can see me utilizing that reverse Hulk, so you having his back to utilize that butterfly articulation to give him more of that like gorilla-like pose. And in this display, I thought it was kind of neat how I tried to get Thor's hammer being thrown by using just a wire. And it actually does look kind of good. I'd like to find a better solution, but for now, that works. So when I do this and officially set it up when I have the space, I'm only going to be using the tiny wasp and then the other giant man because I won't be using them in my main Avengers display. This is typically a kind of where I would use some of my spare versions of the characters. So I just need to get another Ragnarok Thor for this group, and then I'll be ready to officially set it up. Kind of throughout the video, I realized I was kind of putting Thor in the same pose over and over again. So I kind of was bummed about that I didn't have anything more dynamic, and I almost felt like I was running out of ideas, I guess. So hopefully I might reattempt this video again once I've taken a little break, maybe read something to kind of inspire me. I will say though, I had a lot of fun with the new Iron Man. Even though it's just gold, it's still really cool to have, and the Hulk's good. And yeah, I also was struggling to come up with stuff for Giant Man. I don't know, I'd be interested to see if there's anything really people are doing that's really dynamic for him. Definitely going to be brainstorming ways to do cooler things with that figure. I'm not really sure which setup was my favorite this time, but I think I'm going to have to go with this one. And really, I love how dynamic this one came out as well. I just have to switch out that Ant-Man for the Giant Man figure and it'd be set. So all in all, it's really cool to have this complete team here. And you actually have a surprisingly decent amount of options for this one generic lineup. A lot of replaceable, interchangeable figure with the Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. You can do a different number of sizes and such with them. And even with the Hulks, you can rock either the 2-pack or the 20th anniversary or even the SDCC exclusive one. And all of them are found easily on AliExpress. But that's about going to wrap this video up. Like I always say, if you're interested in the more casual content, I post regularly on Instagram at Wallop and Web Snappers. The link's in the bio in case you want to follow me there and stay in touch. Feel free to send me your displays. I love to see them. Seriously, guys, thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. I love reading the comments. I try to reply to all of you. It's so cool to be able to engage and interact with everyone here. I hope this content works for y'all because it's a blast to make and there's a lot more to come. All right, I'm starting to ramble now. Thank you again for watching. Keep collecting, and I'll see y'all in the next video.